As promised, the 2020 Delta R4 Ignite helmet from 509. Black Ops Edition. Let's check it out. How's it going, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel. I'm David Clark. This is my old sled, and in today's video we are going to have a look at the 2020 Delta R4 Ignite helmet from 509. So I don't want to just fire a bunch of features at you. That's a commercial, right? I want to actually do a review. So I've bought a number of helmets over the years, and there's certain features that I've learned to look for. So let's have a look at the Delta R4, and I'll let you know how I think it stacks up. Visibility is a key function of a snowmobile helmet. So it's a sport where typically you're out in low visibility conditions, right? You're out, it's snowing, you may have rain or sleet. This helmet has a nice wide field of view. It's got a rounded, distortion-free lens. It's also a double pane visor and a breath deflector, and those both cut down on fogging. Now, this helmet also has a feature that I haven't had with my previous helmets, and that's a heated shield. So you can manage okay without a heated shield. There's a lot of little tips and tricks to keep it from fogging up. You can crack the visor a little bit whenever you can, wear a balaclava. Heated shield is kind of the best you can have in that regard. You don't need to worry about those things at all. Now, my other helmets have like a breath evac system. They actually have a mask that fits right against your face. That's kind of the best way to keep your breath away from your visor. But the disadvantage with those systems is they tend to get wet inside, right? Your breath condenses on them and they can get pretty wet. So the combination of the breath deflector with this helmet and the heated shield, I think, is probably a better option. The other feature, I think, if it's not a must-have, it's a really nice to have, is an integrated glare shield. So if I think of the way I ride, right, I'm getting on the road to go down to my trail, and then I get in the trail where it's under the trees and it's darker, and then I'm out in the open where there's a lot of glare. Putting sunglasses on and off just isn't practical, so I like this feature. Now, 509's done it right. They've integrated the glare shield with the helmet and not with the visor. So my modular one, I love that helmet, but the one thing I don't like about it is that the sunscreen or the glare shield is integrated with the visor. So if you lift the visor up, you can't have it down. So that's one feature I think is really important. So definitely from a visibility standpoint, this helmet checks all the boxes for me. Okay, the next feature of the helmet is comfort and wearability. And, firstly, you got to get a well-fitting helmet. That's not a feature of the helmet. That's a feature of you. So when you're buying a helmet, if you can't try it on, make sure you're really paying attention to the fitment charts wherever you're buying it and making sure you're getting a helmet that fits right. So take a time, get a tape measure, measure that big melon, and make sure you're getting a helmet that fits you. So specific to this helmet from a comfort and wearability perspective is the fact that it's a modular design helmet. So this is my preference over sort of a conventional full face helmet. You can flip the entire chin piece and visor up out of your way. I like that. It makes it easier to put the helmet on and off. It also makes it easier. You get that chin piece out of your way. If you're doing things like fiddling with your GPS or even looking for something in a pocket, it's a lot easier with your whole face open. Venting's not a bad feature to have in a snowmobile helmet. And, typically you think you want the helmet to be warm, but firstly, it can help with fogging to have a bit of fresh air going through the helmet. Secondly, if you run hot and sweaty, you might want to have a little bit more airflow through the helmet. So this has like a nice 2-stage vent in the front and a nice big vent on the top, so you can get some airflow through, and then you got 2 big vents in the back for it to flow out. In terms of weight, the Delta R4 is a nice light helmet. I think it's 1,900 grams or about 4 pounds, a little over 4 pounds. Not the lightest helmet on the market, but compared to that VV2S, which, I really like that helmet, but that's my main complaint. It's a very heavy, bulky helmet. I think it weighs a little over 6 pounds. Now, another feature that's really nice to have, especially on a really cold day, is a chin curtain like this one. Just something to cut down on the drafts across your neck. Now, if you prefer to wear a balaclava or zip your jacket right up, these just snap out and they include a smaller one in the box. They've done it really well on this helmet. I'll talk more about that in a second. That's one thing. My modular one, it came with a neck curtain like that, but it's really hard to put on. You got to take the breath box off and put the exhaust ports through it, and it was just ugly. I never used it for that reason, but they've done it really well. Now, the one reason I said they did this chin curtain right leads me to my next area of function, and that's ease of use. So, it's a helmet. How hard is it to use? But how hard are the features of this helmet to find and access when you're wearing it or when you've got gloves on? Now, let's face it, most of us aren't riding in space. You can take your gloves off if you need to access things, but it's really nice if you don't have to. So this chin curtain, once you put the helmet on, to get it up into place around the helmet, they use the same magnetic closures they use on the jacket. So it basically just snaps itself into place. Now, one of my viewers, Jeremy, and I hope I get your last name right, Outerkirk, asked how the magnets do in the cold. Now, actually, most magnets don't mind the cold at all, and actually they usually work better. The other feature that's really, really nice about this helmet from an ease of use standpoint is the buckle system they use on the chin strap. So it's something they call a fid lock system. It's magnetic. It has a hook on one end, and it's magnetic, so it just basically clips itself together. Really, really easy. So as soon as you get it kind of in the neighborhood, it locks in. It holds really tight, but it's super easy to remove. Last thing I'll talk about is design or aesthetic. How does the helmet look? And that's totally personal, right? We've all got our own taste. Some people look at that BV2S that I have and think that's the ugliest thing ever. I think it's an awesome looking helmet. There's no kind of right or wrong with that. But this Delta R4 Ignite is an awesome looking helmet in my opinion. I love the styling. I wanted kind of a snowcross style helmet. I like that. So with this, I kind of have the best of both worlds. It's got the snowcross look. It's got the visor, which isn't just looks. It's also function. It cuts down on glare. It might cut down a little bit on snow dropping on the helmet. So I've got that snowcross look, but I've got the functionality of a full face modular helmet. In terms of the finish, I absolutely love this. This is the Black Ops finish. This helmet comes in a lot of different colors, so have a look at the 509 website. The Black Ops, it's flat black, which I really like, but the longer you look at it, the more detailing you see come out, the way they've integrated the logo and the pin striping in the black on black. I think that looks really nice too. In terms of price, this one's coming in about $450. I see it on their website, Canadian. So it's not as cheap as my HJC helmet. It's not as expensive as like the Oxygen from BRP. So it's fairly decent mid-price. Now, I don't really like quoting prices a lot in videos because they change and they go on sale and different retailers have them for different prices, but it's kind of in that $400 range for this helmet. And really, in terms of value, I think you're getting a lot for that money. All right, so what about the downsides? Were there any parts of this helmet that I didn't like? I really did find that I was reaching to try and find any negatives to the helmet just to be balanced in the review. So, I found the magnets in the buckle system would kind of stick to the magnets in the chin curtain sometimes. That was no more than a minor annoyance. I thought the price might scare some people off, and I understand that. There's a lot of riders out there that just don't have a few $100 to drop on a helmet. But if I compared this helmet to similar helmets on the market, or if I compare them to some of the much more expensive helmets on the market, it really is a pretty good value. And I got to be honest, 509 continues to impress me. Okay, guys, now I want to hear from you. What kind of helmet do you ride with? What do you like about it? What don't you like about it? What features do you look for when you're buying a snowmobile helmet? So that is the Delta R4 Ignite from 509. So if you're looking for a new helmet this year, check out the 509 website. I'll put a link in the description for this video. Until next time, I'm David Clark. Thanks for taking the time to watch. An old sled, you've got a motorcycle helmet, and you're going to wear a balaclava. Now, one of the main functions that's important in a snowmobile is the buckle system for the chin strap, and it's what they call their fidlap. So my Modular 1 helmet, and I've said this before, that's my favorite helmet up till now, but the one thing I don't like about it is that it gives me gas.